Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we are going to have our discussion on the degree of the planets. Because friends, lately I have been receiving many comments on my YouTube channel where people have been asking about the combust planets and all of that. So I just thought, why not we should cover this concept in a standalone video as well. Because friends, we generally, a layman's psychology is that we only look at the degree of the planets when we have to see in which nakshatra within a zodiac sign a planet is placed in, or many times if your planets are being placed close to the sun. So just to see or figure out whether that planet is combust or not, we only give attention to the degrees of the planets. But trust me friends, just by looking at the degrees, you can also get to know a lot about the innate strength of the planets. So in this video friends, it's going to be a standalone video in which I will try to explain that to you in a very simple layman language. So for example, just because the most important aspect of any chart is always the ascendant, so we are going to make ascendant as the vantage point or the focal point of this discussion. So friends, like all what you have to do is that if you want to understand this concept in a very layman terms, so like the way our human life cycle is, so you have to just make 5 categories or subdivision of a zodiac sign in a way that, for example, it has to be of 6 degrees each. So 0 to 6 degree is going to be first division, which could be called as, just because we are relating it with a human life cycle, so this could be called as a infant stage, 0 to 6 degrees. 6 to 12 degrees will be called as the adolescent age or teenage. Then the third category is going to be from 12 to 18, which could be called as the youth. Fourth category or subdivision is going to be from 18 to 24, which could be called as the adulthood. And the last is going to be from 24 to 30, which could be called as the old age or close to, being dormant or being dead. So that is how you can divide a zodiac sign in these 5 categories of 6 degree each. So now friends, obviously, when we talk about the ascendant, so ascendant plays a very pivotal role because ascendant tells about your potential, your capabilities, your personality, your character, your health, your, when people look at you, the kind of impression they get, so the kind of aura you hold, the kind of the talent or potential you hold, all of that we get to know just by merely looking at the ascendant. So trust me friends, just a proper scrutinization of the ascendant, the sign which is placed over there, the planet which rules your ascendant, and in the house where it is placed in, just the mere scrutinization of this can give you a lot of information about even your profession, your life's purpose, your soul purpose, your life's journey. All of that can be scrutinized. So now friends, here what you have to do is that just because ascendant plays such an important role, so you have to see the degrees of the ascendant. So that's very simple. If your ascendant degree is going to be falling in the first category of the, what did we label it as? Infant. So if it's going to be placed in from 0 to 6 degree, so infant stage or this category can be categorized with the traits of, where the energy is still very dormant, it's still growing, it's still not that potent or strong. So everything will depend on the kind of planetary influence which you have on your ascendant, which is placed in that infancy stage of the degrees, and what is the ultimate strength of your ascendant lord. But here, just for this discussion, a planet in the 0 to 6 degree can be considered as, or the ascendant can be considered as in the infant stage, which is still lying dormant or which still needs strength, nudge or push in the life. The second category, if you will find your ascendant to be placed in the adolescent age category, a teenage category from 6 to 12 degrees, then you can fairly say this thing that definitely you have your life holds the potential, but there is still kind of immaturity which lies over there. You might be daydreaming, you might have dreams, your planetary alignments might hold lot of potential, but in order to be proactive in the direction of pursuing them, you might be lacking that enthusiasm, that thrust, that realistic approach towards it. The third category is considered as the best category. Like for example, if your ascendant is going to be placed in from 12 to 18 degrees, this is considered as that yes, your ascendant is completely potent, it's filled with energy and dynamism to manifest results. Here you are not like lying dormant like the first category. Here you are not just daydreaming or you are immature. You hold the potential to put forth efforts and make the best out of your life. The fourth category, friends, that is definitely of the like from 18 to 24 degree. So here you hold the maturity, you hold the vision, and bases your ascendant ruler's nature. So if your ascendant lord is planet Saturn, and that too placed in this category from 18 to 24 degree, so yes, you will definitely demonstrate strong maturity, responsibility, capacity to shoulder a lot of responsibility in this lifetime. And last category is, friends, definitely that is the old age. If your ascendant is going to be placed in from 24 to 30 degrees, so then we can say that you might have to push yourself harder. Otherwise, the kind of qualities or the kind of dreams you have, which all other alignments in your chart is promising, you might be lacking that much thrust or energy which needs to be put in. You might be just in your head or lacking that thrust or energy which needs to be put forth in. And the more the ascendant degree is going to be close to like 27, 28, then we can also say this thing that yeah, it's almost at a stage of being dead or being not that potent or filled with energy. So that is the one category, friends, via which you have to see the ascendant. And obviously then you have to see the strength and specifically the degrees in which your that ascendant lord is placed in. Just making a fair comparison of these two entities, your ascendant and ascendant lord, is going to give you this idea. For example, if your ascendant is falling in the category of the teenage, like it's placed in 6 to 12 degrees, but your ascendant lord is placed in a youthful category from 12 to 18, so then we can say that no matter the way you trying to control life or the way you like the potential with which you are born in this life, with the passage of time you will definitely grow, you will mature, and you will put forth your best efforts to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. So that is how, friends, you have to make a comparison by looking at the degrees of the ascendant and the degrees of the ascendant lord, in which category they are falling in. Generally we say this thing that obviously the best category and the win-win situation is that if your ascendant lord is going to be in a more potent stage, and the potent stage is if your ascendant lord is going to be placed in from it has to be at least from 6 degree to 24 degrees. So these middle three categories can be seen as a very good place for your ascendant lord to be placed in order to manifest results in its full dignity, in its full glory. Right now, friends, we are not talking about that whether your ascendant lord is debilitated, it's exalted, it's conjunct with very dignified planets. Here we are just talking about the degrees of the planets. Friends, that very obvious. We have discussed that a lot many times. Like there are certain houses where your ascendant lord is going to be placed in, which is going to give it a upper edge. Like for example, ascendant lord in the second house, life's focus is going to be towards possession. Ascendant lord in the third house is going to be towards efforts. To the fourth house, towards happiness. Fifth house, knowledge. Sixth house, discipline and little bit kind of struggle as well. Seventh house, relationship. Eighth house, transformation and knowledge. Ninth house is again faith, devotion. 10th house, actions, karma. 11th house, accomplishment, fulfillment of the desires. 12th house is about transcendental knowledge and wisdom. But the point, friends, which I'm trying to make over here is that the degrees of your ascendant and the ascendant lord plays a very pivotal role. And the last thing, friends, before I will wrap up this small standalone video, is that you have to also give attention to the degree of the ascendant and which all other planets out of the 9 planets are sitting in the same degrees. So for example, if your ascendant is of Sagittarius and your ascendant is placed in the 18 degrees, and if Jupiter, being your ascendant lord, it's placed in the 9th house. So friends, now for example, if Jupiter is placed in the 9th house in the Leo sign, and if Jupiter is going to be placed in the same degrees as your ascendant degree, then we can fairly say this thing that the signification of this planet reverberates on the same tune in the same degrees with your life, with your aura, with your personality. Now we can take any other example. So for example, when we talk about the case of a Aries ascendant, so in the Aries ascendant's case, let's say for example, if you have the moon to be placed in the 4th house and the degrees of the ascendant for this Aries ascendant native is 12 degrees, And if the moon is placed in the 4th house in the Cancer sign in the 12 degrees, or in the 10th house Saturn is going to be placed in the same 12 degrees, or even if Jupiter is debilitated over there in the 10th house for a Aries ascendant. So friends, just because the degree of this planet, which is, that's a different case, it's debilitated, but it's sitting in the same degree as of your ascendance degree, then we can say this thing that the energies of this planet reverberate in the same alignment with your life as of your ascendance degree. So definitely somehow this planet is going to gain strength in your life as well. So friends, it was just a standalone video where I just wanted to talk about the finer distinction of the degrees of any house of any zodiac sign, and if planet is going to be placed over there, in which dignity planets are going to manifest results. Obviously all of that which we have discussed, all of those prospects are going to gain more strength if planet is going to be like either exalted or placed in a friendly sign. And over and above that, if planet is placed in a very potent degrees, in a very strong strengthened degree like 12 degree to 18 degrees, in between that category, then we can fairly say this thing that this planet is mature, it's dignified, it's strong, and with full capability to manifest good results in its time period, in its dasha. So that is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this standalone video. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.